Let's learn about the first theme, folk and popular culture regions. The question to be answered, how do cultures vary geographically? Some cultures exhibit major material and non-material variation from place to place with minor variations over time. Others display less difference from region to region but change rapidly over time. For this reason, the theme of cultural regions or folk and popular cultural regions is particularly well suited to study the difference. So formal cultural regions can be delineated based on material and non-material culture. The strongly Germanic Pennsylvania folk cultural region features an unusual Swiss-German type of barn distinguished by an overhanging upper level forebay on one side. The picture on the slide shows that. Yankee folk cultural region is also distinguished by an elaborate form of traditional gravestone art featuring winged death heads. Mormon folk cultural region is identifiable by its farm villages clustered in checkerboard patterns. African American folk culture can be identified based on scraped earth cemetery. Food also can be used in order to carve a region or identify a region. So the example of folk food regions could be Latin American food region, which goes by chili pepper, maize tortillas, etc. Caribbean food region goes by rice bean dishes and various rum drinks. Amazonian region goes by monkey and caiman food. Brazilian could be distinguished by couscous, which is cooked grain, and sugarcane brandy. This slide shows the scraped earth folk graveyard of African American culture on the left side, and the right picture shows a beef wheel in central Oregon, which is used during butchering animals. Superficially at least, popular culture varies less from place to place than the folk culture. Well, the spreading of main chain stores like McDonald's or Coca-Cola or KFC, etc., brings a concept of placelessness. Placelessness is standardization of a place, which diminishes cultural variety. So this also can be referred to as geography of nowhere. So one place seems pretty much like another. Like a picture up here of McDonald's, it's somewhere in Asian country at Golden Arches, and the way McDonald's been written as well, the way the layout is, it's very difficult to say exactly which part of the world this McDonald's fast food is. So that brings the concept of placelessness. But is popular culture truly regionless and placeless? Many cultural geographers are more cautious about making such a general statement. In fact, there is a theory which brings out clustering of America. Geographer Michael Weiss has found out or identified 40 lifestyle clusters based on postal zip code. Well, that's called the zip code theory. Those 5 digits can indicate the kind of magazines you read, the meals you serve at dinner, what political party people support, etc. So he claimed that if he's being told about a zip code, he can predict what they eat, drink, and even think. Another example which he brought out is the lifestyle clusters, each of which is a formal cultural region, bear Weiss's colorful name such as Gray Power. The Gray Power goes by upper middle class retirement area. So this factor that people are clustering in a zip code actually negates the concept of placelessness, because people tend to live in an area with a different type of thinking, eating, reading magazines, supporting political party, etc. We can have popular cultural regions made like folk culture based on foods and drinks. Beer consumption is very high in West USA. Whiskey is very popular in southern part of the country as alcoholic beverage. Wine is popular in California. Global spread of KFC, McDonald's, Pepsi, Coca-Cola. Well, these are very common things based on which the regions can be made. The spread of the global brand, which just mentioned by me, is increasing homogenization of food and beverage consumption. Sometimes these multinational corporations have to change their food and beverages to suit local cultural preferences. Well, I know in India there was a time when Coke or Coca-Cola brand had launched Coca-Cola with some spices in it, because Indian taste buds are geared towards spicy drinks or spicy food. Sometimes these brands, when they move into the local culture, they tend to go by having local flavor to the food so that it can be picked up easily by the culture up there. So it changes the way it's being served or what is being served. Well, already I have mentioned about the McDonald's in India, which has been Indianized in terms of taking beef out. Well, other than popular cultural region based on food, well, it could also be based on music, like Elvis Presley, where it's been heard. What is being heard or which music is being enjoyed by people in which part of the world. Well, this map shows the global variation in alcoholic beverages, where we can see the beer consumption is very high in the Western world and even some part of Africa. Or if we go by spirits, we see that Asia spirits are much more popular as compared to beers. We can have regions made based on the alcoholic beverage consumption. Well, this picture shows the variety of food which is being served in United States. A shows the Chicago style hot dog from Midwest, B shows the fried green tomatoes from the South, C the traditional Chinese food from the West Coast, and D clam chowder from New England. So it shows a wide array of food which is being served, and the food which is very popular in the United States, and we can go by regions and have regions cards based on what food is being preferred by people living there. Food consumed by members of North American popular culture also vary from place to place. In the South, grits, barbecued pork and beef, fried chicken, and hamburgers are far more popular than North. More pizza and submarine sandwiches are consumed in the North because of the fact that North was the destination for many Italian immigrants. This map shows the fast food expenditures per capita. Well, this is also a region or regionalization which has been done based on the amount of money spent on fast food. And interestingly, we see that the West and East Coast spend most on the fast food. The regions can also be based on, which we can see up on the map, that how much money is being spent on the fast food. Vernacular region, as mentioned in the first chapter, is the region which is perceived to exist by its inhabitants based in the collective spatial perception of the population at large and bearing a generally accepted name or nickname like Midwest, etc. Almost every part of the industrialized Western world offers example of vernacular region based in the popular culture. Well, this map shows the vernacular region of Midwest. There are a couple of ways through which the Midwest could be carved out, and different geographers would actually be carving Midwest in different ways. It is based on the perception of the geographer who has been carving out the Midwest. On this map, the vernacular Middle West or Midwest is based on two surveys taken a generation apart and using two different groups of respondents, interestingly yielded the similar results.